Hey guys, Albie here. It's been a while since I've done any kind of uploads in general, but mostly uploads of Heroes of the Storm. And there's a reason for that. One, I'm gold, so I don't really feel like I am contributing anything to the community-wise, and I'm not really advancing beyond the platinum level that I was at. Originally, I had tasked myself that in the summertime of this year, I was supposed to at least get to diamond, but as you can see, I'm falling as opposed to rising. But what I'm going to showcase right now is two distinct matches. And it's not necessarily to broadcast, yes, I am awesome at a particular character. Well, if you've watched my channel anyway, you probably already know. I'm pretty good at sylvanas. But I'm trying to show you what has been developing in the meta, and it's what's been changing. And I think right now, after the huge uproar of how OP Garrosh is and how much he is constantly being banned early on, I'm going to show you why Sylvanas now should be that person that is banned over and over again. Now, I'm not saying that she should be banned solely because she needs a rework like Garrosh that needed, because they minimized Garrosh by taking away his pull ability that coupled well with his throw ability, which displays characters, and I'm not saying that actually makes him OP, but what made him OP is just he's put characters that, or people out of position in a way that, one, noobs would get crushed by, and, noobs would get crushed by him, and then you'd have moments where like pro players would actually look like noobs when they get pulled by Garrosh. So here you see in the match, we're at the bottom here, we're playing Braxis holdout. Now, Braxis holdout is probably one of the maps that I would say either needs a rework of some sort, or the new tower system that they've developed is actually not helping the case in this particular map. Now, I think the new tower system works in other maps. As you can see, Stitches over here overextended, and we got the kill. It is easiest to kill the tanks more often than not now. I'm not gonna lie. And it's usually the better choice, because now the rest of the team can't really go out too far. Otherwise, they're overextending, and they'll get jumped on as well. Here, I almost die and take a couple of hits. But what's it called? As I was saying, is the new tower system is great. I like the fact that it's infinite ammo. I think they should put back the tower that was there, like that secondary tower that was in the back end. I think that actually might be what makes a difference. It's very subtle, but it also prevents you're gonna see happens in this matchup. It is way too easy for Sylvanas' trait to really overwhelm certain maps, if not all maps, to be honest. Sylvanas is actually, in my opinion, has always been the perfect character that fits every map role easily. Like, she doesn't really hurt the team by being on there. She can if, obviously, you overextend on your own over and over again and get picked off, like I've done multiple times. But at the same time, if utilized correctly and if your map awareness is really good, you could actually overextend and capitalize on huge stuff, which I'll show you case in the next video. So there, Sonya kind of gets overwhelmed. And lately, actually, I've been seeing in the Gold League, a lot of people keep picking Stitches or Sonya, and I get it. They work well. But you definitely need someone to do stun locks and for that purpose, to utilize them fully. Like, I think any character really works well if you're accompanied with anybody who can actually stun lock. And as you can see, Top is actually getting worked down pretty good by Falsad because it's a global. He works on this map very well. I am not a big fan that we don't have a mage on our team, but to be honest, it's working out because they don't have a mage specifically on their team. I guess technically Ragnaros can count as a mage because he can spell damage and poke pretty good, and he can tank fairly decently because he has quite a big pool. But as you can see up here, they're getting picked off a little bit, but it's not a huge deal because overall you can see XP wise we're dominating. We have the front walls practically down up there, we have the front wall practically down here, and we're still holding the point with just the 3 of us. Sometimes they'll have 4 down here, but all we really have to do is keep this lane clean and keep picking off whoever decides to overstep. Again, this time it was Stitches. And then Falstad can now obviously join in. Now, again, I'm just going to reiterate, I don't think it is absolutely necessary. Like, it's going to be a huge change if we put a little turret there again, like it used to be. But I think it will help prevent the easily taken down keep. Or, in this case, fort. I'm going to call them keeps. Honestly, I don't know why people call the front ones forts and the back ones keeps. They're both the exact same building. Like, literally the exact same building. I'm just going to call them the forward keep and then the back keep. That's what makes sense to me. I like to call the front wall forts. Or really it's just a wall. Now here's the sad thing is, if you were watching this game, as I'm talking and spamming to you in your ear about a whole bunch of other nuances about the game itself, you'll notice Falstad keeps getting killed quite a bit. If we actually go to his count, he's the only one in our team that's kind of like holding them back, and it's keeping the XP. If he didn't die all those times, this is what a lot of people have been seeing on this map, is the XP gap between what's it called, one team and the other gets huge. Especially just if you're both not dying, but one team is getting the front walls down, that is huge amounts of XP early on, and it just starts to compound and stack higher and higher and higher. So as you can see, we got the full Zerg wave 100% at the start. Do we have a full team? No, we lost actually quite a bit, so we can't quite push with the Zerg wave down here. The Zerg will likely take this down, or it'll just do quite a bit of damage, but you know what? A lot of people will be like, hey, Sylvanas, you're supposed to be pushing with the Zerg wave. I have no reason to be down here in this map. As you can see, we were actually down our tank. Our healer actually ported. So what's the better option? Go up top, and this is where I'm saying, lately the game has started to collapse quite easily to a Sylvanas trait. There is only one tower here. I take possession, cut the wave in half. To be honest, I'm starting to think possession is really, really good. Before I just did it because I really like it anyways for the way I play. I like making my own wave. But look how good this is. We've taken the front keep down, and we're going into the main keep on the inside. The bottom team thinks that we'd actually come back, but they just decided to keep pushing down here. Now I can clearly see that they are, so that's perfectly fine. So I'm taking the front wall of the main keep on the top. Here comes our healer to hold off, and our tank is actually down here just kind of poking away and holding off that. But here you have a situation where you have a keep being taken down compared to what all they took down was a little bit of the front wall on the bottom. The keep falls, nothing they can really do to stop it, and you can easily get out. And look, we're only at the 6-minute mark, there's a 2-level difference, and there's already a keep down. Like, I'm telling you right now, I think that fort that was used to be there is missing. That fort is hugely key to preventing this kind of situation, this kind of snowball on not only this map, but a lot of other maps. Now, as you can see, I clearly came down. I left my team up there because there's no reason for us to stay anymore. We already did our objective. So come down here and get a free pick on Ragnaros, who still wants to take this wall down because, honestly, they're not making any other progress anywhere else. And this is the sad thing, again, the death toll is slowly climbing for them. Again, this is where moments where you just gotta work the map, you just take the lead. And obviously this is just regular gameplay. This is nothing outrageous right now. This is just regular gameplay. But here again, one keep, or I guess as everyone says, one fort is currently in the way right here. But see how much help that little tower would have been? One, it would have been doing so much damage to ETC. It would have been actually doing damage to the minions that are there. It would have actually been the reason. It would have been something that would have prevented this from going down so easily. Now, you can make the argument that I could have obviously, as Sylvanas, just targeted that little one, and then we could have taken that one a little bit faster. But I think the way the tower systems are now, the way they have infinite ammo and they can keep going, give them the ability to slow down your, like, I'm thinking like you should make the tower that you put in here have the same ability as the keep itself. If you make it that it slows people down, and it does that insane amount of damage, then I think that's perfect. And here's a moment you don't want to overcommit, but again, Falstad does overcommit himself, but he knows he's going to get those kills and finish them off pretty easily. And this is what people have encountered. It's like, okay, well, we're getting overwhelmed. See, our team isn't that great. They don't dodge the lava wave when they see that it early. I already went down. Possession obviously taking over this moment here. And our team is kind of chasing around one of the people that are still alive. I think Sonya decided to port back. But it's like, look how easy this is. It's 8 minutes in. I'm already taking the second front wall down to their final keep. Sonya, unfortunately, is up here trying to guard this as much as possible, but now it's just a situation. Two people come down here. We got the front wall, but we're getting the kills that we need up here to at least level things out. Sadly, we lost Zul'jin. And then you can clearly see I went back in to get a little bit of the front wall. I had the feeling that someone's coming up this way, so I decided to go back. And then here's Ragnaros. He's decided to go all the way around, probably, to try to figure out where I was. I just barely dodged that sleep dart, and I just kept going. So, just different pathings. Like I said, this map, I'm thinking, is suffering quite a bit. And here, I'm going to go to the other teams, so you can kind of see what's going on. I'm taking this little fort right here, as you can see me right here. They're over here on this end, and you have Stitches by himself. That's clearly mismanagement on their team side. He's isolating himself, and he's getting picked off fairly easily. That's just poor game sense, poor game management by the other team. I got this by myself. They didn't decide to take our little camps over here, which is what they should be doing. They should be invading if they have an advantage like that. Instead, I got it for free. Again, I can push down here perfectly fine. Their whole team, if we go to their camp, is up here, and they're slowly dying off. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, that was one of us that died. But their whole team is up here. So they're just kind of like roaming around, and then you go down to me, and here I am. You know, just doing what a sylvanas does, or at least what a competent sylvanas can do, and that's literally do a split push. And now the only person that reacted to me was Stitches, so all I do is avoid him, pull him away, so I can have the minions kind of getting close. And then I go to the other side. If he hooks me, all he does is hit me into this little fort, so nothing he can do. Poor Ragnaros over here died. He's still trying to get to me, no can do. So fort's already gone, I can get away now, and now I can just leave. Again, this would not be possible at this low of a level, at this early of a time, if there was another little fort over here. You can clearly see I get away pretty easily. And instead of leaving and porting back, which is a huge waste of time in my opinion, I just kind of come up here. I see everything's kind of stabilizing, and I'm just trying to meet up with Malfurion. And look at that same Stitches who's chasing me down, used all of his ults. Sadly, gets picked off right here. And again, that's mostly due to this talent right here, which is Overwhelming Infliction. I'm slowing him down so he can't really escape. And this is what Sylvanas really excels at, is at 16 and beyond. If you can't get to the keeps, or the keeps are already down, the best thing you can do is find an isolated player and slow them down. So here I come in, I dive, I try to get Lunara, we get Ragnaros. There isn't much you can really do here at this moment. Again, it's such an early timing. There isn't much you can do. Like, we could try being aggressive and pushing here, but the timers are coming down too early. Our whole team is kind of dead, so there's nothing to really be done. And I think I experienced my first death here in this matchup, because I decided to just go after the core itself. I'm the only one focusing the core. I'm trying to pull attention away, but now I have, like, obviously 4 people after me as opposed to just the one, so I don't do anything other than just kind of stand there and take it. But look, 54%. This little wave here finally got the front wall. I stress it to no end, and I think when you see my next video after this one, that point is going to be made even more evident of how important that little tower would be to, one, prevent this gross amount of overwhelming pressure that can occur early on. Now, and this isn't even like that bad, in my opinion. This isn't even that bad. Imagine if we had a mage to really ramp up the damage that we could do. It'd be even worse. Imagine if the rest of my team was smart enough to stick together when I told them to stay together or stay close, instead of separating and doing two different things. You know what I mean? We would have gotten that boss. We would have gotten more kills. So again, like this is where things you can't do anymore as a player for your team. All you can do is try to help them out, come in, and clean up. That's all really could happen. Here's a misplay on my part. Watch, I'm walking, but I had clicked over here. I did not expect Lunara to be right here to actually get me, and sadly she got her ult on me, and I was gonna die to poison no matter what. But if False had stayed close to me, we would have definitely gotten her kill as well. But she got over here to defend, and that's fine. Getting to the boss is fine. I even clearly stated she got me on the walk because I wasn't even watching where I was going. I just clicked on the map and said, oh, go this way towards this, and she just happened to be there to gank me. This is a situation where I'm saying, it's like, there's no reason for this moment here. Why are you diving into the core when they're all gonna spawn to try to get a kill? And he even said, what the fuck? Like, I don't even understand why you did that. I understand my death. It was stupid as well, because I wasn't watching where I was going. But that was like a full-on throw, in my opinion. But see, I'm trying to reassure to him. I say there wasn't any need for that, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Like his death, all it did was just pretty much put us on par with each other, which kind of hurts, because that literally defeated the whole purpose of the whole lead that I gave. They're getting pulled in again. They're being baited. Here comes Stitches. He's going to try to do something. And can you imagine if Stitches had Gorge? Those would all be free kills at one point or another. So, I'm over here. I'm just kind of poking. I am not trying to commit to dive into any of these people. I am just simply poking, keeping them away. Because all we have to do is wait. By this point, there's nothing to do but wait for these things to finally get to the core. And if one of them, at some point back, to go defend it, you can get these little beacons. Easy peasy. Once you get one, go to the next one, even if someone's there to defend it. Now you can clearly see there's two people back. So there's only a possibility of two people defending. And again, poor Stitches decides to get a little too aggressive. My team can't quite catch up, so I'm just slowing him down as much as I can. So that way they can get to the stuns and get to the kill. Stitches low-key is actually really, really strong. Not gonna lie. Like, he's pretty tough to get. And this is, again, the situation. Why? Why are you going in to feed for kills? Like, I don't understand. So all I'm doing is, I'm doing the safe plays. I'm doing what I know I can do. Doing what we should do. And then the game's going to be over and done with. As long as we all stay alive, we don't initiate a fight that will cost us a player. As long as we don't stick to a point where someone's going to get cut off. I point that we're going after this person because I can slow them down. Now she can't get away. That's an instant kill. Stitches with the clutch stun there, so that way Ragnaros couldn't get into his building. He escapes though, barely, but that just gives us enough time to finally push forward. And then here comes Zul'jin. Again, Falsad just going into him for himself, and my team's up there, so I decided, well, I'm gonna go down here and join Zul'jin and be done with it. Look at, he just hidden away, I'm hidden away. Whatever the other team's gonna do, it's too late. There's just so much damage already on the core. I don't even think the Zerglings get here in time. Nope. Zergwave didn't even arrive. Didn't even get there to do the damage they were supposed to do. So, what did we learn in this? One, I'm starting to, like I'm saying, Sylvanas probably should be the next consistent ban over and over again, just because how scary she can be. Now you can easily deal with her. That's the other thing. Either you ban her because you don't want to deal with her, or you build comps that deal with her specifically. On the other team, I think overall Sonya is a good counter to Sylvanas early game. She can as long as you're an aggressive Sylvanas. I mean Sonya. You have to be an aggressive Sonya. If you are a passive Sonya in any way, you are not good against Sylvanas. If you are an aggressive Artanis, you can definitely beat a Sylvanas. Even if you're a mildly aggressive Arcanist, you can still beat Sylvanas. Other characters that beat Sylvanas fairly well, in my opinion, in a single lane, is probably Zagara. Like, it's half and half. Again, you have to be an aggressive Zagara, and you got to make sure you're avoiding her daggers and you're avoiding the spread onto all the minions, and you don't overextend yourself, because there's a lot of moments where Sylvanas can just pounce on a Zagara. But overall, Zagara should be perfectly good and equipped at fighting against a Sylvanas. Another person who would be good against Sylvanas in a single lane, Rexxar, I think, is pretty good. Like, overall, I think he's a really good laner. And this is the other thing. I don't ever see Rexxar getting picked too much on Braxis holdout. He's really good at holding the point and fighting against anybody one-on-one. So, just things to think about. Personally, Blizzard, I think you did a good job doing the rework. I don't have much complaints about the rework. Yeah, you can complain about how Valeera is really good with her silence. I think maybe it might be a little too long. You know, probably it's like 2.5 seconds. I'd probably take it down to at least 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, it's still very cheap and a really long silence, but you can kind of walk away from it. And to be honest, if you see a Valeera, you're not supposed to be by yourself in any way either. So that's also on the onus of the player. But 2.5 seconds in an actual team fight, that is quite long to actually be silenced, because it can really hurt in a team fight. Other things that I would suggest, mainly, and my only real suggestion for Blizzard, I don't think they'll ever watch this video, but my only real suggestion, put that other tower back in that you took out. That tower, I think, prevents this gross advantage that Sylvanas has on every map. Now, I'm not saying just this map, because this map actually can feel it the most. So I'm going to showcase the next one. So I'm going to stop this one here, and then I'm going to come back, and hopefully you watch the second one, because the second one's going to showcase just how much of an advantage that little tower missing gives to Sylvanas. And this is again, I titled it "Why You Should Ban Sylvanas." So definitely check that one out. I'm gonna upload it right after this one. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you let me know in the comments below. Do you guys agree with my opinion? Do you disagree with my opinion? How do you guys feel? Do you think Sylvanas should be that next all-around ban, or do you think you could deal with her enough? Like, I think she has enough counters, but I'm thinking right now, she can be quite an overwhelming presence, especially if she's in the correct hands.